And you say I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it.
I know this feels really true. And it's everywhere on TikTok, and it's in quotes like it's a fact. Well, let's dig into it. If you Google 70% of divorces are filed by women, a lot of articles come up, like this one from the BBC. If you go down in this article, there's a little hyperlink that you can click to follow to a different article. And all the articles I saw on Google, all directed here to the American Sociological Association. Notice here, we already have a language shift from filing to initiate. So not who filed for divorce, who's initiating divorce. I know that seems like a little detail that might not matter, but it does. If you read this article, you'll see that there's a researcher who did analysis on data from 2009 to 2015 of a survey called How Couples Meet and Stay Together. And through that analysis, they found that women initiated 69% of all divorces. And if you're like, oh my God, Kirsten, 69, 70, no big deal. I agree. That's not what the issue is, sadly. Because unfortunately, we can't just look at this little write-up. We need to go to the actual research, the actual study publication. Here it is. Who wants the breakup? Gender and breakup in heterosexual couples. And if you go down to the results, you'll see women account for 69% of the breakups of heterosexual marriages. That's that stat. 69, people round it up to 70. That's the stat. It doesn't say 69% of women initiated. It doesn't say 69% of women filed for divorce. It says they accounted for 69% of the breakups. Are your spidey senses tingling? They should be. If you go into the data and methods section, you'll see this again, consistent with what that article said. The data is from the How Couples Meet and Stay Together survey. They had a nationally representative sample of 2,538 adults who had partners of a different gender in 2009. And they did follow-up studies with them through 2015. Here's where we get into the difference between accounted for, filed, and initiated. To get that 69%, they were looking at a survey question. The survey question was, between you and the name of your partner, who wanted the divorce more? And you could either choose, I wanted the divorce more, my partner wanted the divorce more, or we both equally wanted the divorce. So I'm taking this survey and I'm answering a question about who wanted the divorce more. And 69% of women said they wanted the divorce more. They didn't say they filed, they didn't say they initiated, they said they wanted it more. You could initiate a divorce by saying you want one and asking for it, but not be the person who files. You could be the person who files and not be the person who originally asked for the divorce. You could be the person who you feel really wanted the divorce more and not be the person who filed or initiated. We can't use all those words interchangeably. They don't mean the same thing. Anyone reporting that stat should say 69 or 70 if you want to, % of women say they wanted the divorce more than their partner. That's the accurate representation of that data. And if you want to get into why that might be problematic, this is a common criticism of surveys. And I love surveys, but one of the criticisms is they're self-report. So this wasn't a survey of couples, right? So they didn't ask you and your ex-husband who wanted the divorce more and compare your answers. Whoever got selected into the survey just responded for themselves. So they could have said, I really feel like I wanted the divorce more. Maybe their ex-husband really felt like they wanted the divorce more. Do you see why that data is kind of muddy? And it's interesting that they would choose to use this data because divorce proceedings are filed in court. So you actually could go see who filed for divorce. You could see if more women filed for divorce than men, but that's not what they did. This is why choosing our words to share reports matter. It's why sharing sources when we share stats or facts matters. And it's also why survey questions and the source of data really matters, because you could have a stat about the % of women that file for divorce, but you can't get it from that survey or that study.